It's going.
There it is. I see the red.
We're live. We are live. So what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. We're a little early tonight, but we got some very special guests on. I'm excited for this one. We have the HVAC nights on, HVAC nights, whatever you want to say it, but these are three great guys that put on a pretty funny show. They put on a pretty funny show. I don't know if you can take one of them serious at all ever, but he is a good dude. So I want to thank Adrian, Jake, and Kurt for coming on. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend has joined us tonight. We have Rich Ortega, Rich and Kitchens on. So this is going to be a fun one. I really appreciate you guys making time to come on, especially right before AHR. I know you guys have probably got a lot of work to do to get ahead of before you come out here. We got a lot of stuff going on. We do have a quick little ad read tonight, and it's from our friends over at Ambro Controls. So Adrian and I will be at the Ambro Controls booth at AHR next week on Monday from 3:30 to 4:15. We're going to be unveiling and playing with some of their new tools, their torches. So if you want to come by and check out their brazing setup, their match and purging setup, that'll be a time to do it. So I've been using their oxygen set for almost a year now, and I love it. I'm a firm believer in carrying as little stuff as possible, and that thing saved my back, saved some time, gets me in some small places. I'm a big dude, and I climb in some little bitty coolers, and it works great for me. So if you want to check it out for yourself, though, come by the booth at AHR and join us at 3:30 on Monday and just see for yourself. So let's get right to it. What is going on, guys?
What's up?
That was very professional. I just have to say that. That was.
Well, I have seen my first Ambro Controls product being sold at United Refrigeration today.
Uh-oh. Yep.
It was one of these small torches you're talking about.
And you picked it up.
And I looked at the price.
He took
of
a hammer to that shit.
I looked at the price of it, and the first thing I asked was, do y'all have the replacement canisters for the acetylene and the oxygen? That's the first thing I asked. And they said, we have one oxygen.
See, I was going to say at my Johnstone, they had it and then they stopped carrying it. So now I have to go to Insco to get it.
So I'm like, why would you buy it if you can't get replacement canisters?
Yeah, that's on the supply house.
Yeah, that's the supply house issue.
That's called stupid.
If you can get a hold of someone at Ambro, I'm sure they can push the issue and tell you where you can get it locally if United's not carrying it. I am lucky because my actual United's like the hub for the Midwest. And it's like right across the street from my office. So like they have everything. So I'm pretty lucky when it comes to that. But I mean, you just use a standard math torch. You know, I can get those at Lowe's. I mean, but the oxygen thing's what gets you for sure.
Well, yeah, you gotta get like a bunch of them.
What I've seen from like Adrian's videos is the hoses in the actual torch look like they would be convenient to use because they're small.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't braze every day. I don't braze every week, but I already took off the oxyacetylene kit that I have on my van. I don't even have that anymore. I have only the Ambro control, and it gets, I only do up to 7/8 really. I don't do anything, any bigger piping than that, and it works fine. Yeah,
and they don't advertise it doing the 7/8. So I had them on the show, and they're like, "Oh, we don't advertise that." I'm like, "Dude, I do 7/8 every time I do line set 7/8 suction," and it does.
It's the same thing with the oxyacetylene. It's like you got to control the flame yourself. Because I went by the settings they had, I tried to get used to it, and I ended up doing my own settings. Dialing it back and kind of like adjusting the flame as you need it. And once you get used to it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was using their settings.
How many uses do y'all get out of them?
From
probably 2 or 3, depending on the job. How many uses?
Well, like for what kind of work?
If I'm doing like a compressor,
in general,
the compressor I can get 2 out of. It's like a small reaching compressor. I can do 2 of them.
I guess you have worse luck than I have. I've gotten like 8 repairs, maybe a compressor in there. Yeah,
I'm terrible. I'm just cranked up, dude.
Well, because it says I forgot what the map gas
50.
is, but it
says 50 on the oxygen or something.
On the oxygen is like 60. I was like, no, I'm going to do 25, and I made it last longer.
See, and I don't even carry that big head. I just carry the micro. That's all I carry. I do small stuff. I don't do anything big. If I can do something big, I'm on that.
It is an investment. I did mention that in my video. Like once you get everything up, I mean, it costs a lot, but then you have everything.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is that nitrogen setup. Like if you're purging some big stuff, you're going to burn through some tanks. But I was
gonna say these two carry the huge ass one.
But like I use that thing for clearing drains all the time. Like instead of that gallo gun, because that gallo gun drives me nuts because I always lose it or something. It's so small it gets lost somewhere. So I just use that, man. If I'm clearing a drain on like a hot well or a soup well or a combi oven, I used it the other day on a steamer, dude. Just jam that thing in there, hit it, and it's cleared. I was like, this is great. It's not a suggested use, but hey, I do what I do.
You got to do what you got to do.
So what's new with you guys? Is everybody going to be at HR?
I'll be there.
I will.
I'll be there. Well, we got I guess because it's in Orlando, I think everybody wants to go to that one. So I know a lot of guys in the chat have said they're going to be there too. So I'm excited for that. But we were able to all get there or go there, and we're going to do the podcast pavilion as well on Monday. I think I'm doing it right before the Ambro thing. And then, I have my podcast on Wednesday, but I was going to ask you guys. So Rich, you're not going?
Nah, I can't get away anytime soon.
I'm surprised he's on the show. The only reason he's probably here is because he's sick and probably didn't work today.
I worked
He's
today
in uniform.
barely, but I worked today. Yeah.
Dude, he's killing it, man. He's out there. He's trying to find somebody. Heck, he's trying to expand.
I had my first official interview today, so I got to see what I can do if I can meet the payroll request.
How long have you been in business again?
Since April.
Dude, you're killing
9
it.
months or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I was profitable last year and had a pretty good profit actually. So I mean, I'm doing something right. I guess customers like when you actually fix their stuff. I mean, it's kind of weird, but
it's not always about whether or not you fix it, but it's more about being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
If you don't fix it and they call you back, you need to go back out there, figure it out, and fix it for them. Don't just blow them off or do the wrong thing. Being responsible and honest.
That's one of my things. I treat callbacks with the same. I treat callbacks with the same urgency that I treat regular calls with. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, when they get a callback, they try to dodge it and push it back. And I'm like, if I showed up the next day for your first call, then I'm going to show up the same or the next day if it's a callback. And if it's a callback, I'll eat it. And if it's not, I'll explain to you why it's not a callback and go from there. But yeah, I mean, I'm big on responsibility and just being upfront. I mean, the way y'all see me online is how I am in real life. If you haven't figured that out yet.
So you get callbacks.
Every so often.
This is what I'm hearing.
I've had 2 since April.
No, I'm kidding. But that's your whole thing, right? Like do good work and treat people good. That's
treat people the way that I want to be treated. I mean, to me, it's a simple concept, right? Like, be upfront. That's why I'm the way I am. You would think,
but not everybody
does
why
it. People can't do it.
Yeah, because I got all that from my dad because I had to learn it from him. Because not everybody's like that. So some companies, and I've mentioned it before, like I'll notice around town, a lot of people start their own business. Like they get into it right away and they want to, they take on a lot. And like a year or two later, I don't see their vans anymore. And I kind of notice who's stuck around and all that. But like, that's one of our things. My dad, great customer service, everybody's best friend, but he's always about, business and fixing their stuff.
Restaurants are wild. I mean, I don't know how much experience, Jake and Kurt have in the restaurants, but restaurants, they're demanding. It's now, and sometimes they can't open up. So you kind of gotta, you gotta go with it. So restaurants
Jake has dabbled in the commercial world.
Have you, Jake?
Yeah, not like you guys. If anything, it's like it'll be a rooftop or something, or maybe some.
They'll send us pictures like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like they're like asking me all this shit. I'm like, can you look at it? Sure, but that's not my.
Wait till you open up one of these new Aeons and you've got all these different kinds of controls on it. And you really just want to find the contactor for the compressor.
It's got a VFD on it. And you're like,
son of a.
That's when you call Matt Waxer. Like, hey, dude, what do I do here? How does this thing turn on?
Yeah.
So that's cool. So, Adrian, you will give a little story of who you are and where you're from and what you do. I'm sure everybody knows, but let's just go ahead and go down this road a little bit.
I feel like I talk about myself enough, but I've been doing this 18 years, HVAC technician, licensed contractor. I got that as early as I could. My mid-20s. I started when I was 20 with my dad in the back of a pickup truck, just loading up stuff, fixing things. We even took stuff home to fix, stuff like that, hospital work. Slowly getting into all the restaurants around here. So we worked on, almost everything around here at some point. And that was just like his dream, is to be a business owner. He was in the kitchen space. He needed an HVAC technician because, when you get in that kitchen, they ask you to check the coolers, the freezers, the AC equipment. And, he's never done that. So I went to school, got certified there, then got the experience I needed to, apply to get my license. I did all that early on. And we just partnered up. So I take care of all that for our business. And I helped him, when we started, because he doesn't know anything about computers. I'm surprised that right now he's like actually texting and all that.
Old school.
Yeah, he's super old school. So like when he started, he's like, I didn't even start in the field. He was like, I need logos. I need business cards. I don't know how to do it. And I need uniforms. Like I had everything, to do for that. And
cool.
Then I got in the field and helped him and, did what I did. And in the beginning, I was still doing all the documents. I still do it now, but the documents of billing, invoicing, emailing, like I have to do all that. So I've always been into that and doing that stuff, and, doing this 18 years now and still love it. I prefer refrigeration over AC, and, that's what we do. Commercial kitchen kind of lines up with what you guys do.
Sweet. Jake, what's the story, man?
Father of 3, husband 1.
It's not Utah, so just one.
We're gonna have a whole hour just with Jake.
No, man, a freelance HVACR. Just figure, Craigslist ads, put them up and see what happens. It's kind of same concept. I went to I was working with adults with disabilities. Went into the military. Came back home after all that. My dad, my wife, then girlfriend, wife now, got pregnant. Dad said, "Hey, boy, get a career." He did HVAC, yada yada. Hopped on the train with him. Did that for a little bit. Company wasn't so kosher. Wasn't paying my bills. Took a break for a while. Got back into it like end of 2017, 2018. Been doing that since. Originally from Maryland, now in Florida, helping run a business. Purchased a business 2 years ago. Ran it as that business. Rebranded it last year. And just trying to grow that thing like that and dabble with the content shit too. And yeah, man, that's about my quick synopsis.
Nice. Kurt, what's going on?
Well, I don't know if I can tell you anything that y'all don't already know.
Tell us everything we don't know.
I've already told y'all everything. Well, I got into HVAC. That was only the last thing that I decided to get into, and I liked it. I mean, I've been everything from a pizza delivery guy to a dump truck driver, but my education started in engineering, and that didn't really fly for me. And I decided my first air conditioning job was on vehicles. And I worked that for a while, and I didn't like working in those tiny little cramped spaces. So
I can see that.
I got a job with an air conditioning company, and honestly, within like 6 years, I opened my own business. But I've been doing HVAC. I've been doing HVAC now for 25 years.
So don't let these guys fool you. All 3 of them have pretty good channels. They all have YouTube channels. They all put out some pretty good content out there. So I will put links to everything in the show notes because I appreciate what these guys do. They've all been inspiration to me in one way or another. And hopefully you guys can check them out. I'm sure most of you guys do already, though.
I was going to say, Kurt is like a big YouTuber now. So, there's that.
Am I officially a big YouTuber now?
I mean, you could probably quit your day job.
Is it that big? Dang.
I mean, that's your content, though, so probably not.
I got to have content. Yeah.
Just start following some random guy around. Like, hey, I got to record this for YouTube. Don't worry about me, bud. I'll blur your face out.
Yeah.
Just start advertising just free labor. Let me fix it.
Yeah. There you go. Philanthropy, man.
That's funny. So, HVAC nights, HVAC nights. Where did this come from? Now I know Adrian. He's always had reliable HVAC. He's got HVACR. He's got
in the wrong way.
Nah, dude, it's you, man. You're in the middle of me. I don't know how it sets up on you
different
guys.
on my screen.
All right, you're in the middle, so I'm pointing to Adrian.
So
sorry. Damn it.
You know, Adrian's always had his channel. He's always done the live stream and stuff and had guests on. And then he started hitting around with this Knights thing. And all of a sudden, this logo appeared of this dude carrying this jug R22 over his shoulder. And next thing you know, it's, three guys have videos of slinging R22 jugs. And it's like, what's going on here? And then next thing you guys know, you guys are taking over Thursday nights.
Did you ever expect any, like, this three to be together?
No. I get the same thing with my guys, too. Like, how'd you guys hook up? I was like, I just started harassing them online and made them
force them to do it. Yeah. Why the hell am I here?
So you want the HVAC night story?
How'd it happen?
So I've always had an idea for this. Like, I don't know if we ever talk about content. Like, I always plan my things out way in advance. I always think about them for a while. I have to like make sure that it'll work or we can do it, and we can talk about the specifics or details off air, but like I actually had a different group in mind. I actually had an idea for this, way back before I talked to Jake and Kurt about it.
He was a little jealous that I got rich. I remember that. He's like, how'd you get him?
Oh, he was probably one of the people on my list or something.
Yeah, because you asked me, you're like, how'd you get him? I was like, I just like seen him on LinkedIn and
I should have put myself up for auction.
Yep.
I know, right? Like highest bidder. So then I don't remember, like, Jake, were we talking? I know we were talking about like Vito for a while, like on the phone and stuff. Is that what or was it something else?
Yeah, you brought it up. Early last year.
A lot, like texting and on the phone, and we were just like, we kind of clicked on different things. Like we had the same thoughts and same interests and stuff like that. And we talked a lot to a point where I was like, hey, I have this idea, right? And I pitched him kind of what I wanted to do. And I originally wanted I wanted 4 people, but now looking at it, I don't think we could add a 4th, but it gets a little hectic. But I had pitched it to him, and we kind of both had that, oh yeah, like a Knights of the Round Table. Like I think we both said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have one other guy in mind. I don't think he's gonna go for it though. Right.
Little did we know.
What do you think? And I was like, what do you think? And I was like, let's try and get the HVAC guy. And
as long as he's a Georgia fan, we'll take him.
So I brought it up to Kurt, and he was all in. And I give Kurt credit. He's the one that makes us do it every week. He holds us accountable. I've told the guys plenty of times we could take the night off, and we've been pretty consistent. So that's always a good thing. And when I originally pitched it, it was just like whenever we could. It wasn't going to be a weekly thing. It wasn't going to be, I told the guys from the beginning, this is where I want to kick back and we can be honest. So we always give honest reviews of tools that we've used. We've always kept it straight. Kurt, has his thing with certain companies.
I've got one out there I want to fight with too, so don't feel bad.
So I just told him like it's for fun. We can have fun every week, and it's kind of like venting and talking about companies, talking about our work week, and little did I know there was going to be an audience for it. So we've been consistent with it, and it's been fun.
Nice, that's cool. You guys, it's always fun, tuning in because you never know where it's going to go. Kurt's pretty serious for the most part, and Jake, you never know where that dude's going to go.
And it's in the banner too. You're gonna learn with Kurt. You're gonna laugh with Jake, and I'm just the one that puts it together. I just make sure that everything works and that we're here, right?
Straight up, bro. If the link's not there, we don't know what to do, bro. Fix the audio or whatever. Like, we just show up.
That's great. That's great.
That's like me and Jason.
Yeah, right. Pat, take care of this dog. We're good.
Oh, dude, it's been a battle some days. It's fun. I enjoy doing it, man. I'm sure you guys do too. It gives you a chance to. It's just hanging out with the guys and just shooting the shit, catching up. Complaining about customers, complaining about something you worked on.
What I tell my wife is, it's a chance for me to hang out with friends, and I don't even leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a win-win. You know, I'm not out at the bar getting drunk, or you have to worry about me doing something stupid. I'm here in the other room.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, like, as we were talking before, like, we started it, like, you know, we sat on it for a while to figure it out. And I think we did a video call one time, and we're talking about it for a while. Like, the three of us are individually very different, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
like,
yeah.
on screen, personality, all that kind of stuff. But we all have similar interests, so we get along. We're all, like, you know, Milwaukee people. We're all Tool people. We're all, you know, saying, like, sports. All these
we're all
interests.
dudes, you know.
We're all dudes that just hang out every Thursday night.
I did hear there's no hammers allowed at AHR though.
We got him a gold chain. It's gonna be a fucking.
The first time I seen that video, I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah, man, Kurt's a savage, bro.
Dude, I'm going to be known just for that one video.
Hey, that's all it takes, though, man. One video can set you.
Hey, Infocon called you the next morning, like right away.
They called me the next morning.
I'm waiting until I get some new probes, and then my probes are getting shot, ran over.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
hey,
I haven't got a new set yet.
I want to do that, but
I don't know what I'm getting yet. No one's approached me, so I'm gonna pay for them.
He doesn't want to drop any names yet, but I kind of want to do the same thing, because eventually NAVAC is going to come out with some. So, you know, what's better?
I still like my Phil-Piece probes. I'll ride them until they die. I'll probably buy some more.
Mine stopped sensing, dude. I had 300 and some PSI on it, and it said 0, dude. And I got mad, and I put it on nitrogen tank, cranked it all up to like 600 PSI, and hit it, and it came back to life.
Oh,
and I was like, okay.
See, that's the one thing that Kurt has not had an issue with yet on Phil-Piece, but everything
else, Kurt's got the worst luck, bro.
Oh, the leak detectors are my
micron
work.
Gauges, valve core tools, everything. Kurt's just like, it never worked for me.
Well, look, just don't send me junk, and I won't say bad things about it.
All of a sudden, Bosch is a piece of shit, you know.
Bosch, you got in trouble with everybody.
What it used to be, though.
Yeah,
no, they're not.
That out there.
Next thing
who's that?
Phil-Piece.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I think like they've gotten way too comfortable. We talk about this on ours, like they just have the monopoly in the all the distributors, so it's like there's just not much competition, so they've gotten comfortable.
And I've been in their ear about what I would like to see, and they never did it. They were like, "Are you sure? Would you pay a little bit more?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I've had this conversation with them so many times, and then here JB and NAVAC come with the ideas that I told Phil-Piece, and I mean, we're honest on our show, like, or in our content in general. Like, there's things that I don't like about NAVAC. There's things I don't like about Phil-Piece. Like, I wish they would get with us technicians in the field that use it every day and get a little better. What do you call it? R&D. Right?
Oh, dude, that's what they need to do. Like, guys, like, hey, don't disclose what you have. Don't show it in a video. You know, and let's run this thing through the paces. And what can it do? What do you want to do?
That's why I like Vito so much, because they do that.
Yeah, Vito reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you know, you do kitchens, you do this. You know, what would you like to see?" I'm like, "Everything you have, pretty much like
correlates."
No, be brutally honest. Like,
they want to talk to me. Like, the Vito idea guy wants to talk to me some point this week when I'm in town. So I'm gonna stop by and check with him. But I've got a trunk full of Phil-Piece tools I'm selling tomorrow.
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude, I'm meeting up with a guy that took one of my refrigeration glasses. He lives down here.
Oh, no shit.
I've got a trunk. I've got a VPX, the 10 CFM vacuum pump, the reclaimer, and the scale. I'm selling to him tomorrow.
Were they just junk or what?
Vacuum pump, though.
I just got different stuff. I've got NAVAC, I've got JB, and I've got a bone to pick with Phil-Piece, man. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I've never said it personally on air. So I was one of their ambassadors a couple of years ago, where you teach for them, and they pay you. They send you all the tools. And you teach for them. So I taught a class at a distributor, and I got there, and it was on vacuum. I was like, "Hey, any of these units don't have a charge?" I said they had gauges on this middle unit, and it was flat. I said 0. He's like, "Well, they all do." I was like, "This one says 0." He goes, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Dude, your gauges say 0." So I used that one. Well, they told Phil-Piece that I dumped the charge of this unit.
What?
And there was like 25 technicians in there. This is a NATE certified course. And they told Phil-Piece I dumped the charge, and Phil-Piece was like, "Oh, we can't have this, and you know, we got to talk about this." And then they just ignored me. So I was like, cool,
I didn't know what exactly.
Not just that, because then I was looking at becoming a Phil-Piece ambassador or whatever.
1,000 miles away from me.
And the guy was like, the rep from my area was like, Oh yeah, I know. Pat Finley or whatever. There was a big issue with him at the most recent class or whatever.
What?
Then I texted Pat and I'm like, "Yo, like, what happened with Field Piece at the last class?" And then he explained that to me, and I'm like, "Wow!" And the rep all the way over here is sitting there talking crap about what supposedly did or didn't happen. I'm like, that's just trash right there. And then
straight up,
yeah, you have every right to be pissed.
Yeah,
he like you said, Field Piece got too comfortable. So like, me and him were having conversations, and then at one point, I guess he didn't like something I asked him, and he's like, "Well, we're just gonna move you to the back burner for now, and then we'll see if we can move forward in the future." And I'm like, first of all, dude, I don't need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was just something I thought would be cool, but dude, that ain't how you talk to people. Oh, I'm gonna just move you to the back burner because you don't like a question I asked you. Screw you.
Yeah.
So that's my beef with Field Piece. If you've never heard it, that's why I love their tools.
All right, let's make sure we clip that. Pat, clip that and put that on. We need to tag them and let them know.
I'll put that as this episode promo tomorrow.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
I will say I was going to
tell it to Tony. He'll be down there.
Oh, Tony. I've tried to talk to him a bunch of times. He's cool, but it's the company,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to try and make a point earlier because like the whole, us being on social media and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, especially when I did the Knights thing, like I was like, I kept telling these guys, I was like, nah, nobody watches. It's whatever. Just say whatever. And no, they all watch. Like we've gotten messages and calls and things about it. So that's a powerful, but it's a powerful,
it's good, man.
Thing, right? You have the platform to talk about these products and all that. And they have to, like you said, put out good products or, we're going to expose it.
I never bashed them. I love their products, but like they just like personally, they did me dirty. And like, I've never done it. I've never bashed them. And someone made a post talking about bashing a tool company, moving on to the next one. I'm like, I have legit reasons why I bash them. I'm like, and I don't make a big deal out about it. It is what it is. There's other companies I can work with, but
that's almost like a character issue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it pissed me off. I was like, dude, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to vent.
See, I feel like their tools don't last like they used to, though. I used to get years out of a meter. You know what I'm saying? With all the harsh environment, and like now, I think my last meter lasted maybe 2 years.
I
used to get 5 or 6 years out of them easily.
And then they have a terrible warranty, so it's like, you know what I mean?
That's the one thing I do hate about it. The warranty.
So it is what it is. I mean, I won't use their stuff. There's other
Screw you, Field Piece. Screw you.
There's other companies out there. I didn't do anything wrong. There was 25 people there. If I vetted that at a NATE certification class in front of 25 technicians, someone's going to tell on me. I'm sorry.
Off that shit.
Yeah.
Don't burn your bridges, Jake.
I got no bridges to cross yet, my friend. It's still just a unpaved road.
I mean, I love the tools. I mean, don't get me wrong. They just did me wrong personally, and I just kind of held a grudge about it. I mean, that's not me. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to do that. It just irritated me that they just assumed I did that.
The deal with the Field Piece probes that I like is the size of them. They fit in the screwdriver holder in my veto bag.
I've tried Testos. And those other ones look a little beefy. I don't know, but and Kurt makes a good point when we talk about it. He's always saying like if you can't trust your tools, because he's had issues with like the micron gauges, or
start second guess your like tools. Diagnosis and shit, man. Oh, it's the worst. Yeah,
I know it. You think you got a tight system, and then you're having trouble pulling a vacuum, and then suddenly you got to start worrying: is my valve core removal tool any good? So you start fiddling with it, and then your vacuum goes all over.
All goofy, yeah.
And then you're like, I got to pull this thing off and start my vacuum all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible. I will use 2 micron gauges, dude, because I have trust issues. I'm I'll just use 2. I'm like, I don't care. I'll put 2 on here. It's a potential leak point.
And that's why we do what we do on social media, and that's the content that I like to watch, like Rhodes Repair. You guys, I think he posted another review on that
part
Hercules
2 on that
pump.
Yeah,
I didn't get to watch it yet.
Spending so much time on that thing.
Calm down, Kurt. I mean, he's just trying to make a good video.
It's just content.
We got to know if it works or not. I mean, that's how I go about my videos too. If it doesn't work, got to tell other people.
All right. On this last one, it didn't work. He pulled a deep vacuum with his Field Piece, and then he put it back on there.
And then it worked.
I just want to done it.
I wouldn't have gone through all that much trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that pump. I've seen some videos of it. I'd be interested to see how it actually performs.
It looks exactly like the NAVAC one, honestly, but it's just probably not built.
Who makes it? Who makes it? I mean, there's a lot of pumps that look just like NAVAC, and we all know who makes them. I mean, let's just be honest here. NAVAC will make pumps. I mean, that's just they'll make pumps. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in a business to sell pumps. I mean, it's whether it's their name or someone else's. I think that's just what
Yeah,
that's what the market is. I mean, they're not dumb. I mean, they're a pump company. If they can sell them to if they sold enough to the end user, they wouldn't have to. But they're just selling them to everybody. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I love NAVAC. They got a lot of great products, a lot of cool products, but they're gonna sell pumps to sell pumps. I mean, it is what it is.
They have some dumb products too, but we can I'll get into that another time.
Oh no, I haven't seen it. So
elaborate.
One NAVAC product, and that's their flaring tool, and I like it.
Oh, I love all their battery powered tools. I do have those.
So they sent. I did get the A3 rated vacuum pump and the A3 rated reclaimer, and the A3 rated reclaimer kind of like confused me. Because I'm like, I'm not reclaiming 5.5 ounces of R290, dude. It's going right in the freaking room. It's gone. I'm like, why do I need an A3 rated pump to pull out?
See, this is what Field Piece was talking about. You heard it here first.
It's just propane and propane accessories.
So you got
propane, your oh man, that's good. I love it.
Your A-tool, A3 screwdrivers, analog gauges, all that.
Bro, screwdrivers, right? Like,
damn.
Dude, when I first started watching some YouTube videos, there was this one guy I watched, and he was doing a propane like a reach-in cooler.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the cooler outside, and somebody started coming close to him, and he started screaming at this person, "Don't come close! I'm working on propane." And I'm thinking, I thought it was just a tiny little bit. The dude was freaking out, man, because it was propane.
People are psychotic.
Dude, I love it. I love propane, dude. I've got a video where I had a leak, and it's actually pissing out liquid refrigerant inside the evaporator. Like, I'm trying to find it, and I overpressurize it on purpose because I'm like trying to find this leak. And I got the evaporator cover off, and I'm in a Chili's, and right next to it's gas fryers running. Right next to it's a gas grill, a gas charbroiler, gas conveyor ovens. And I opened a door, and it's just pissing out liquid propane. I just closed the door and was like, "Oh, I found the leak," and just walked in there. And there's like 10 gas appliances within arm's reach. So I'm just like, "Oh, see you later." Close it up. I'll be back to fix this next week.
Damn.
I like the comment. Mike was like, "Do they really have a A3 rated reclaimer?" And Jason's like, "Yes, it's called a room."
Yeah, they have an A3 rated reclaimer, and I don't. And I kind of questioned it. I'm like, man, dude, your reclaimer holds more refrigerant than this thing's gonna pump, right? It's gonna.
It's just fear marketing is all it is, bro. It's
exactly. That's what I said.
And people are stupid as crap. I mean, no other way to put it. People are stupid, and they fall for it because, like you said, they're freaking out about 3.29 ounces of R290 in the low boy, and they got 300,000 BTUs of propane pumping around it. Yeah, they're not worried about that.
The ones I've seen are like 0.9 ounces, like the stuff that I've worked on, and it's nothing.
What's the biggest amount that y'all do deal with though? Like
the propane, 6.5 is as big as they can go. They can't go any more than that by law here in the United States.
So you're gonna reclaim 6 ounces?
No, I cut it. I walk in with my tools, and if I know I'm working on it, I cut it. I set my tool bag down, my Vito bag down. Pull the back off. I cut the line. I walk out and grab the rest of my tools and come back in. And I pick up nitrogen and purge it, and I'm like,
we're good. Oh, that's awesome.
The worst thing about it is if you're doing like a Starbucks or a coffee shop, there's no hood. That's when you run into some issues. Like, people will freak out a little bit. I've seen guys use like a 50-foot hose and throw it out the door and push nitrogen behind it. Or
that's what I was wondering, if you just basically.
I ain't doing all that. I'll put some nitrogen in it, but that's it.
Put a bag over it.
It's getting a wet rag, dude. I'm getting a wet towel. I'm like, throw this towel over it. I'm like,
people got to understand, you have to have a certain ratio of flammable gas just to atmosphere for it to even ignite. I mean, the worst you're gonna get is a daggone lighter flame. Like,
Kurt tested it
with that.
Yeah.
He couldn't light it on fire, so there you go.
It extinguishes.
Well, yeah,
I could get it to burn, but I couldn't get it to sustain a flame.
Yeah, you took the flame away and it stopped. So the
But
R290,
the R290,
I like the one.
it don't stink, does it?
no, it's supposed to. It's supposed to be ultra pure, but there was a time when I got a certain manufacturer that had a little green can. It looks like they picked it up at Walmart and it smelled just like the camping one at Walmart.
Oh shit!
I won't say a brand's name because it is what it is.
Just spell it out.
I'm not.
Put in the comments.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's. I swear to God, it smelled like they picked it up at Walmart.
Oh man.
I'm like, seriously, it's the same green can, but it's supposed to be ultra purified.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, it's a true story.
What really happened.
It is what it is, but it's supposed to be ultra purified and like filtered. And the normal stuff you can't smell it. And occasionally I'll get a can, you can smell it though. Even the I forget, it's like a white can with like a gray target on there. Occasionally you get one like that, smells like it come from a camping store too. It's just like,
well, I was just thinking it would be convenient if it was like you could smell it. If you opened up the refrigerator door, you could smell it.
Oh, dude, they'd freak out. They'd freak out.
Good way to shut down a restaurant.
Dude, they're calling the fire department. Oh, that'd be a nightmare.
Boy.
That would be a nightmare.
Bro, homeboy at the old, told you George smokes his cigarettes. He was doing a maintenance on a rooftop and it was running. And they ended up calling the fire department saying that the shit was on fire and all kinds of stuff. And he's like, this was years ago, but yeah, I mean, I guess people will do some things of that nature, but I would assume you could tell the difference between a nicotine cigarette versus smoke.
I don't know. So here's a story. When I first started doing refrigeration HVAC, like I had zero training. Like I went to a company, said they're going to train me, and their response was like, "Hey, when I start training?" They're like, "Shit's on the truck, figure it out." That was like, yeah, they told me they were going to train me, and that's what they did. So I was installing mini splits, and it was like a black rubber roof. We had to clean the roof, and the guy that was my boss was like, "Here, use this to clean the roof." And it was gasoline. He's like, "Clean the roof with this and put your pad down." Well, I'm at this college in Indiana, and like I'm cleaning this roof of gasoline. The fire department rolls up, and like everybody's running out of the building. Sirens are going off, and it was a slotted brick wall. And it was the fresh air intake for the whole building. It's just sucking the gasoline fumes right into the whole building. Oh my God. And my boss was like, "I didn't give him that." I was like, "Yeah, you gave it to me." He's like, "No, you didn't. You're getting wrote up for this." I'm like, "You gave me this, dude. Where would I get this from, man?"
I had the fire department called on me once. I was working on a package unit inside the condenser, and I had set some pine straw on fire, but I put it out, didn't think about it. I put the pine straw out, and then when I fired the thing up, when I was done, it was like it started burning, smoldering, and all the pine straw caught on fire.
Oh,
and all that smoke got into the ductwork. People came running out the house, fire alarms going off, and I was just like, "Well, I'm sorry." It's fixed. It's fixed. I mean,
you got heat. I mean, what's your problem? You got AC. Calm down.
Well, there's your problem. Yeah.
It smells better in your house did anyways.
Yeah.
That's one thing I couldn't. You guys do residential. I do not want to step foot in somebody's house. Like I'll go in the greasiest, nastiest kitchen. Like I'll see cockroaches climbing the walls. I'm like, yeah, whatever. If I go into someone's house,
does too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I go into someone's house and it's dirty and trashed, I'm like, screw you, I'm leaving. Like I couldn't do it. I don't know how you guys do it.
You're good with cockroaches, but walk into somebody's house and their cat is crawling across the counter, and you're like, hell no.
They offer you a sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
The litter box. There's a full litter box sitting next to the to the unit. I'm like, seriously, you just like spreading the smell of cat shit through your whole house? I mean.
I've seen some bad ones now. If you've watched my videos, I've seen some bad ones.
Oh yeah, that's what brought it up. I see some of your stuff. I'm like, what in the world?
What have customers offered to give you as like a tip for being nice? Because the other day I was in this lady's house and she was cooking oxtail, and she offered to give me some.
Mm-hmm.
I turned her down, but that was one of the weirdest offers. I've had people offer greens out of their garden. Peanuts. You always get water. I mean, that's a very common one, but you get some weird things sometimes.
So in restaurants, you get fed everywhere you go, dude. I started in this industry 20 years ago, weighing like 215, 220. And
you got to learn to say no.
My heaviest was like 440 because I went from being like an electrician up and down ladders and moving to sitting in a van and just like driving from restaurant to restaurant to restaurant, dude. And
Yeah.
I made poor life decisions and I'm paying for it now.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. So, but yeah, it's they feed you in restaurants, man. So you just gotta learn to say no. But I picked the nicer, higher end ones now if I'm gonna get some food. I'm not getting Taco Bell or McDonald's.
Done with this. Weirdest thing I guess I got was contrary to like how I guess maybe my appearance, but was a pre-rolled. I was like, oh man, thanks, bro. And he was just like, oh, it's sativa, brother. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, cool. like, what you want me to do with this? You know, he's like, you'll be good. I was like, all right, cool, man. I don't even know where it went.
Florida guy, he gives tips as pre-rolls.
I was like, that was a very gracious gesture, you know.
Tell us the truth. You know where it went.
Yeah. Can neither confirm nor deny.
Rich, you got anything wild with tips?
Nah, food. I mean, that's basically it. But if I did residential, I sure as heck wouldn't be taking food from nobody's house. No.
Unless you walk in and it's like sparkling and you know it's nice and clean. Like, okay, it's a different story. But yeah, I hate to say this, but my wife won't eat it like pigeons. Like she's scared to death. She's like, if I don't see it in their house, I'm not eating their food. So I can only imagine the houses you guys see. I'd be like, nope.
I do a lot of rental work, so I see some of them are rough.
I'll say most of my clientele, I'm good with. Like back when I lived in Maryland, we'd go to Baltimore City a lot, and you know what I mean, and different story. But here, like usually it's gated communities and shit like that. So I'll ride that one out. Obviously, you get the Kurt's experience, you know, here and there, but I don't get it as often as he does.
Yeah, I'm at this condo and it looks like one of your videos out back. So
yeah, right. You're like, all right, I'll take this. Yeah,
I was like, is Jake been here?
He's probably.
It's like, did Jake do this?
There's a sticker on it. Got to make sure to brand it.
Yeah, gotta get that name out there, put that image out there.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless you do crappy work, which Jake has found stickers like that on some weird installs.
Yeah. Just go watch a couple videos back, and then you can confirm with the homeboy.
So one of my favorite videos I used to make all the time was ripping someone's sticker off, and like in our industry, like everyone used to have these magnets of their van. And I used to make videos. I'd take the little magnet.
Oh yeah.
Like chuck it in the trash can, or like smash it up against something and break it. Those are my favorite videos I used to make all the time. I had to quit doing them because
bring them back.
I need to. I'm friends with some of those business owners on Facebook, and they didn't appreciate it though.
Oh shit, that's good.
Who's that Fernando guy in the chat? Y'all know him?
Fernando Bazin. He says, "Let me tell you, Kurt, I'm Cuban, and oxtail is delicious, and it's normal for us. Not that you would appreciate something like that, since you probably only eat taters and muskrats." Jeez.
No, look, that's
Oh, whoa.
Dude, there are two types of oxtails. There's some that have the meat on them, and you can pull out the meat, and some of them that don't have hardly any meat, and you're just cooking it for soup purposes. But if they got the meat on it and you cook it like a stew, good. I understand that. I've had oxtail. So,
Fernando, I think that's HVAC Night's biggest fan over there. I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know.
The first time I ever had oxtail, I used to work for the Ravens when I was younger, like because they used to, where I lived, they was their training facility, and Samari Roll with the cornerback, who was like, he had oxtail and he offered it to me, and I was like, oh, this is delicious, and I took it home, and then I met a Jamaican buddy of mine, and that was his biggest thing, that he loved the oxtail. So it's not bad.
It's got plenty of meat on it, and you cook it good.
Yeah, it's not bad, but
it just falls right off the bone.
But how about them muskrats, Kurt? They good?
Dude, I grew up in North Augusta, South Carolina, and there was a restaurant in Augusta that sold rabbit meat.
Okay.
So I went over there just to try it because I'd never eaten anything like that. and I ordered some of the rabbit, and that was some of the greasiest meat I have ever eaten. I'll never do that again.
That's why you have it fried, so it just covers the grease. It's already
it's masks it together. Is it the meat or is it the fucking oil? You know. Oh,
so Brett wants to know if we're still having a sleepover at your house, Jake.
Ah, shit. That's right. Yeah, man. You should have got the invite. It should have spammed out to everybody. So as long as you got it, just make sure to let me know. And
he's gonna show up to an empty house because Jake's moving.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. It'd be like, I should do that. That would have been funny. I mean, we'll still be here, but I'm like, oh shit, wrong address.
Dude, moving and changing your address is a pain in the
It's the worst. It's the worst.
I notify everybody, and I've only notified probably about 20% of the people that I've moved, and I moved over a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm still getting mail at the other place.
So
you still own that other spot?
Yeah.
I live in a little bitty small town, and we don't have mail delivery. We have PO boxes, and like when you sign up for a credit card or something, they don't want a PO box. They want to know your physical address so they can take your shit. You know what I mean? And like, I'll get nastygrams in my mail. Please give me your PO box. I'm like, I got my taxes from the county, and it went to my my street address, and they're like, you need to tell them your PO box. I'm like, dude, I can tell the county all I want. They're not sending the freaking tax bill to a PO box. Just get over it, man. Quit busting my balls because I don't have a PO address on every bill out there. I don't know who half these people are sending me bills.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
Sweet. So Brett said he did not get the address, man.
Ah, shit. All right. Well, I'll shoot you a text, bro.
Mike B wants to know if you guys are still having a Thursday night show.
Are we?
That's up to the other two.
That's something I didn't even know about. I thought this was taking place.
This was the show.
See, I can send you the audio file, and you can just release it both places and take care of it.
There we go.
I got you. So let's talk about AHR. Everybody's going. Is this your first time going, Kurt?
Yeah. I hope it's not my last.
We're just going to interview Kurt for our podcast pavilion.
Are we going to do this a random live stream in like someone's booth with Jake?
We haven't.
You enjoyed it. It was good.
Great. It was amazing. It was fun. We snatched up.
We got to pick somebody's booth.
We're doing Monday afternoon at the podcast pavilion. So I know I'm going to record it. I don't know if I can stream it or not, but we'll do that Monday. If you guys want to do something, maybe on Tuesday, we can, I don't know, maybe pop up at the Vito booth or something.
Yeah, just let me know. We'll figure something out. Either that, or we can just take over the Ambro booth and just do our own little thing.
Ooh.
They may not like that.
Stand in the aisle, like not at their booth, but in front of it.
I think they're cool with that.
Ambro's cool. Yeah, they're pretty cool.
A lot of these people, these booths that I'm going to, I get.
Everything okay?
The TV just got really loud. I gave them the opportunity to sponsor a visit of mine to their booth and control the content. They didn't like my prices, so I'm going to bomb their booth. And I'm going to put out the content that I want to put out.
Can we get an idea?
That's a rich move. That is a rich move, 100%. Oh, you don't want to pay me? Okay. I'm going to come.
No, it ain't going to be like that.
I missed it.
I'm going to go in, and if they'll give me their little spiel and talk about what they got, I'll put it out there for them. But if not, I don't know.
He's just going to go in there with his camera and...
Yo, who is it? What is it? Who?
I bet you the Klein booth has a hammer. You just go take it and just start walking around everybody's booth with a hammer in your hand, dude, and people will freak out.
No.
Just tell them I need to borrow this for a bit, walk around with it.
I'm getting Kurt a Thor hammer or something.
I caught so much slack about that Infocon thing, but honestly, that's a $950 piece of junk.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Well, but from who? From the comments? Or who?
Comments and other people
that are
talking about you should send it back. They got a good warranty program. I had tried all that. That was actually like my third one.
Mm-hmm.
So
I found a leak the other day with the broken one.
The broken one. Mash, it still beeps.
It's still good.
So did you just throw that thing? I don't know. You beat the shit out of that thing. So if you don't know what we're talking about, he's got a video out there where he was displeased with a certain tool from Inficon, and he took a hammer and
well, he said he was going to fix it, and he took a hammer to it, and then it was fixed.
You did that with something else, didn't you? Or
that
or am I wrong?
Micron.
The Micron?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's another expensive piece of junk.
Dude, I'm telling you, I am shooting or I'm blowing up or I'm running over my probes as soon as I get another set.
You don't know who you're going with yet?
No, I don't. I'm a free agent, man. I'm down for anybody if there's someone wants to talk. But I mean, I paid for them. I paid for those probes. I got a set that they gave me that I don't know where they're at, but I paid for those sets before I did anything with them. So, so it's free.
That's the
it's
thing.
free game.
That's the thing doing social media. Like, I mean, obviously we get sponsored stuff here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We've all kind of dealt with that, but for the most part, like even the Vito stuff, I've been buying Vito for like several years before I even got approached. And then my field piece stuff, all that stuff, like I bought it, and people are like, "Oh, you're being biased. You're sponsored." It's like, no, I'm not. Like, either I like it or I don't like it. Usually, we discuss it on either the Knights channel or in our own videos. So, I mean, I have my set of tools that I like, and I do want to try some of the probes that are coming out, which is JB already has theirs, but like Navac. And that's what I'm looking forward to going to AHR is like kind of seeing what everybody has. That's what I was telling Kurt. Like you can actually see them in person, try them out, see what they look like, and then, decide if you want to buy them or not.
I've played around with the JB. I don't have a set, but I went to their facility. I was in Chicago for something else, and they're right outside Chicago. So I set up a factory tour. If you're ever in the area, they'll, if you plan it ahead of time, they'll give you the factory tour. They'll show you all the stuff.
What did you think about them?
I liked them. I mean, they're kind of big, but I mean, you get the screen in there. Plus, you got the charging port in there, so you're not carrying an extra T. It's built into it. So I really like that part of it. But, if your phone's dead or if you're in Texas and it's 110 degrees, your phone shuts off. I mean,
that's another thing I told Phil Pease. I was like, dude, my phone doesn't even work half the time in the summer.
Yeah, so you got to keep an iPad tucked in a unit. Hopefully it's in the shade, but it's still 100 degrees in the shade. I mean, so your stuff's going to shut off, but, you got the screen. I want to see what that screen's going to do in the Texas sun beating on it. It's 110 degrees outside. See how long it lasts. See how it holds up. Put it to the test. I mean, there's no better feedback than technicians just giving it hell.
Yeah, and
why is Brett bragging on you, Pat?
Whoa, what's he saying over here? It's a Rainbow Room Tools will sponsor you. BDSM Supplies also. Connoisseur. Jeez. He's trying to tank me.
He's trying to share all the wealth from his sponsors over to you. Over to you.
Speaking of sponsors, I've nailed down a good one finally.
Uh-oh. Who you got?
Free to Grow, and they
cool.
Agreed to pay. Nice.
Zach's doing that one, and I think they're sponsoring the HVAC Tactical Awards.
Yes, the fellow I've been speaking to is going to be there. I'll get to meet him.
So what is Free to Grow?
Well, then I got pushed for you because I haven't gotten a phone call back. But go ahead.
It is an AI answering service.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually pretty good.
Do you guys want to test it out right now?
You gonna call them and you gonna Bluetooth it?
We did it on the night show. It's pretty.
You still got the number?
I don't. I can just Google you, but it's pretty solid. It lets you know that it's a artificial voice or something.
I tell you, one of the things I have complained about over the years being a one-man operation is answering the phone because I get so many nuisance calls.
Mm-hmm.
The phone rings, there's nobody there, or it's somebody wanting to extend the warranty on my vehicle or something like that.
On your Inficon leak detector, yes.
So this service weeds all those out, and it can take the real calls and put them on the schedule for you.
So Eddie HVAC wants to know what's the price on that. Is it pretty reasonable for what they're offering, or do we know?
Honest to God,
he's sponsored.
He doesn't have to pay for it.
You just got it.
If it wasn't free, I wouldn't have it. That's for damn sure.
But I use it, and I can speak well for it because it does work.
It works. That's all that matters. So
as long as it works. Brett over here who? Like, he's Hollywood. I don't know who he's calling Hollywood over
I
here.
know he's calling me Hollywood. He's terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
What you
Because
gonna
he said
win?
Pat's nominated. I didn't get an email or phone call for anything this year, so can't be talking about me.
I don't know what Brett's talking about. Brett must be talking about himself. He's lying over here.
Yeah, Brett, are you nominated, Brett? I think he said he was, right?
Brett's on the stage. He's gonna give something away. You might as well just go ahead and take one while he's up there.
Reliable. I didn't get an email or call or anything, so you can't hold that against me.
You did that to yourself, though.
Yeah, Kurt.
Well, you did.
I like what
you're offering to help.
The refrigeration devil makes a good point.
Can't get the inside baseball, son.
Refrigeration devil makes a good point about me being unbiased because I did the Elitech ones. They actually gave me those wireless gauges to try out, and then they didn't like the video that I posted because they didn't work that well.
So when you do, like, I've noticed this, like, if you work with a company and they give you something like to try out, like, did they tell you, hey, like, we got to see the video before you can put it out, or like, hey, you can't say anything negative? Like, if someone comes at me with that, I'm like, I don't even.
You know who does that?
I'll tell you who does that.
Spill it. See,
really?
Don't give me something you want me to try out and then tell me I can't say anything negative about it. Like, nothing's perfect, and if you want to improve it, you need honest feedback. Don't give me.
They actually got after me too for one of my videos. They obviously, I mean, I didn't get paid for the field piece stuff, so they just gave me stuff to try out. They wanted a review. So and this was early on, so when I started my channel, that's the kind of stuff that I was taking. Now I do ask for payment because it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
So when I did those videos, they wanted me to test like a vacuum pump. I was like, okay, cool. They sent it out. I tried it out. I made a video. I had to give it to them to approve it before I could post it. And then they said, no, I stopped watching after I saw, and it was like a blue vac micron gauge in the first like couple minutes. Like, no, like that doesn't work and this and that. So they got after me for that. So I couldn't have anything else in the video, even if it was something completely not related. Not that it wasn't related, but like it was not another vacuum pump, but it was a micron gauge.
So you can be labeled field piece. You couldn't have anything else that wasn't field piece.
Yeah. So that was a whole experience, and lesson learned working with field piece.
What we see here is the reason why their quality is going down. They don't want feedback.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was honest about Bosch, and I honestly just spoke about.
Literally, as soon as you said that, this comment popped up. Curtis, how's that new Bosch system doing at your house? I remember you saying install video had to undergo review.
I just made a video about their air handler and how it's got a Broad Ocean X13 blower motor in it with Chinese writing all over it, and they flipped their lids about me.
Have you seen the Viva X13 motor?
Oh, dude!
I was like, someone posted. I was like, and they make a condensing unit motor too, like a rescue.
The condenser motor's the one I saw. I was going to tell you, Jake. Have you seen the motors that Vivor makes now?
They're making an X13 motor and a condensing unit motor, dude. A rescue motor.
Let's check this bad boy out right quick.
Jake has a direct line to them.
Yeah. We're pretty tight.
Beaver motors.
Vevor, you had something with them, Kurt.
No, I don't.
They had
you did something with them.
Had a vacuum pump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got a condenser fan motor.
So I was doing an install and like I was stacking ovens, and the customer of mine, he was all happy. I was like, do I need to bring a lift? Stack his oven. He's like, no, I got you covered. I bought a brand new lift. I needed one, so I bought one, and it was a Vevor, and I broke it. It was like rated for like 800 pounds. I had a 600-pound oven, dude, and it like literally caved in the top where the pulley went. And he sent him pictures, and they sent him a whole another one. I'm like, dude, okay.
Y'all are saying Vevor.
Vevor,
I
whatever.
thought you were saying beaver. I'm like, I've never heard of a beaver motor.
Well, you ain't been around long enough, Curtis.
Yeah, I had a Vevor or Vevor vacuum pump, and it just failed. It didn't work. I tried it out on like a recovery drum, and it would just overheat. It wouldn't do anything.
Nice.
So I gave it away.
Gave it away. Someone else's problem. No, I just seen that, and that just reminded me because you said X13. I was like, dude, that popped up in my feed like yesterday. I was like, what in the world? These guys will sell anything.
They really do. Everything's just branded. They're like the Harbor Freight of fucking.
They have a press tool too.
Yeah,
but it's by somebody else. We already talked about that.
I went to Lowe's today and went to their plumbing section to look for decline tools.
Mm-hmm.
They have a nice little small tubing bender.
I picked that up.
And
did you need
I picked up their PVC cutters to see if they're going to be any better than what I've got.
They're good. I use those. They're really like single easy ratchet, like the Huskies or whatever. You just gotta like wrench it to make it cut through. They cut right through, Kurt. You'll be good.
So, Rich, didn't you go out and buy a bunch of the Klein, like the
plier
wrenches and
their version of
pump
the
pliers?
Cobras? Yeah, I mean, they're like half the price of Nipex, and they are the freaking bomb. I've been using them for everything. My first thing I did was install the gas fryer with them. And with those pliers, you don't even need a pipe wrench or any of that crap. So it's right there in my bag, lightweight, easy to use. Those things are they're the bomb.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them in there. Good.
Are you talking about the Klein?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep those in my bag too. I like them. They're good.
Yeah,
Klein,
that price point is where it's at though.
Yeah. it's hard to beat, bro. And they've got they've been innovating like just all kinds of shit. And I mean, Klein's Klein.
Yeah, well, I mean, you go buy the 16 or 14-inch Nipex pliers wrenches, dude. It's like $97 at Menards. I'm like, holy smokes!
Yeah, and I paid like I don't know, $100 and something for everything.
Yeah,
and I think their price point is like $25 to $29 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if they stand behind the warranty, break it, take it back. I mean,
Knipex has good products, but they're high.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the Icon pliers wrench, are almost the exact same thing, and they're half the price.
Yeah, don't knock on Harbor Freight.
When I first started, dude, that's all I bought was Harbor Freight.
Not tools. The tools, it's a tech.
Exactly. I worked for a company. If you broke your tools, they'd buy you a new one. So I'd buy Harbor Freight tools and break them. Then I'd go buy top of the line tools to replace them. I was that guy when I first started out.
Where we used to, I did something similar. It was you did with the material that just return it and then get a store credit, and then use that to buy the shit you needed.
This guy's always telling me about like the things that he does, and he's like the tux for the award show.
Oh yeah, bro.
Get it on Amazon. Return it after the show.
Grew up poor and like 7 siblings, man. You had to find ways to make it work, and still use that till this day.
I still do stuff like that too.
Like, man,
buy something, you break it, you buy another one, swap it out in the box, take it back. It is
things like that.
It was open. It was broken when I opened it up, man.
Right, it's a completely wrong tool. Just put the whole wrong fucking drill back into it. Like, what is this?
I've wondered if that would work because at like at Walmart,
they don't open it. Yeah,
Walmart don't even check
shit.
Dude, you know, one time I bought one of these M18 wet dry vacs.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like it, so I took it back to Home Depot, and they said, "What's wrong with it?" I said, "Nothing." And they took it back.
He said nothing.
It just doesn't suck the way I wanted it to suck. That's great. I had a buddy. He bought a bunk bed at Walmart. He got it home, and someone returned a bunk bed, but they put in a cut-up skid in it. Just cut-up skid, and then just threw it in there. He went and bought a bunk bed, and they gave him the returned one. He got it home and opened up. It was like pieces of skid stuck in there.
No.
So Walmart does not check anything, dude. I've heard stories like people taking back like VCRs, and VCRs aren't even made anymore, and they just take it back just because they didn't want to deal with it.
That's hilarious.
Just give them their money. Just get them out.
I watch John Malecki. I don't know if you guys watch him on YouTube. He does woodworking, but he buys a bunch of these returned box shit, and like a lot of this stuff will be just like, who returned this? Why did they accept this? It's like all completely different than what's in the box, So
that happened to me one time where I bought something like that, and I was like, how the hell am I going to explain this to the person? But they don't care. They take it back.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
That's
bought.
something completely different in the box.
Whoever's working at return desk does not give a damn. Like, we don't get paid enough to judge this. Like, sure, you got a receipt, whatever. Here's your money. Get out store. Leave it alone.
Well, we talk about Harbor Freight. They got a great warranty policy. You just bring it back, and they'll replace it.
Even if you take a hammer to it, you can take it back.
Take a hammer to the hammer.
We need a picture with Kurt, and it says it's hammer time, and it's just him smashing like a GIF, and it's just we need someone to create that for us.
We need a shirt. Yeah.
We're gonna get it.
All right, we're over an hour, but I really appreciate you guys coming on. I look forward to seeing everybody in person over the next week. I'm already in town. I may have to hit up Jake and see what's going on this weekend. I ain't got nothing going on Saturday, Jake. So
just when everybody gets in town too, we'll do something.
It's going to be a great time. If you're in AHR, make sure you stop by the booth on Monday for Ambro Controls. You can come hang out with Adrian and myself. We're going to be burning up some copper pipe, trying out some tools, purchase some nitrogen. Who knows what's going on over there?
New products.
Yeah, new products. I'll be recording live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 10 a.m. to Podcast Pavilion. Adrian, you got a couple spots. What are your times?
We got HVAC nights on Monday at 2:00. So all three of us will be there, I hope. And then on Wednesday, I have a 9 a.m.
You got
you're going to have to show me where this Podcast Pavilion is, because
dude, I have no idea where it's at.
This building's like a mile long.
We'll see. Wednesday, I have a 9 a.m. reliable podcast with the HVAC Visionaries, and that's actually the last episode ever of that show. So,
are you serious? Megan and Matt said something. They're like, "No way, he's serious." So he's serious. Wow.
Yeah, last reliable HVACR podcast.
What?
Ever.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no!
Breaking news!
I finally got all the Visionaries together, so it's gonna be a good one.
And then it's just you guys on Monday just chatting it up, 2:00.
Can we do you remember, Jake? Because you were there. Do they allow people to come up and ask questions and stuff?
Yeah, if you want.
This is live there. We can just interact and just
you can throw
shit with people. Yeah. Fucking A, that's the plan, right?
Dude,
that's what I want to do.
Someone fell asleep during the Make Trades Great Again podcast a couple of years ago.
Shit.
So like in the front row was snoozing. So every time they have a show, like me and Jason, HVAC J, we'll go up there and act like we're sleeping, dude. We'll like pick one of those shows and go sit in the front. And just to troll them, dude. So because there's no chairs, man. People find a chair
on Monday. Yeah, on Monday it's going to be the three of us. We'll be up there, and what I want to do is maybe have people in the audience asking questions or just saying something, and we'll make it a fun time. We'll give away some shirts. Jake has them.
Got the shirts, or maybe we'll have it on the show tomorrow. Yeah.
All right.
We got some shirts, but if you guys come out, first come, first serve.
Nice. So I'll see you guys Monday there. I'll be at the Tactical Awards. Or you're going, Adrian.
Me and Kurt will be there. Jake didn't make it.
Jake's not going to make it.
Just I'll be out of town, man.
Hey, are you working Saturday, Jake?
No.
You ain't working Sunday?
He wants you to work, dude.
I know.
He wants to come fill some comments.
My man, really, we're going to figure out something, Kurt. We'll get something going on.
All right, guys.
I'll take time off.
I appreciate you guys coming on. I look forward to seeing you guys this weekend, next week. You guys, we really appreciate what you do. I mean, you guys are just fun. You tell it how it is. You goof off. You're not serious, and you can be serious. I mean, it's just normal guys.
I was going to say, Riley tells us when it's time to go.
The dog.
Telling us it's late.
It's bedtime for the dog. Did he chew anything up? Nothing?
Not today.
Well, when the TV started getting loud, I thought maybe you got a hold of the remote.
You got the remote.
My dog did that, dude. Got a hold of the remote and just chewed that sucker up. So, all right, guys. I will tag you guys and everything when this comes out, but I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a long time coming. It was fun just catching up with you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man.
All right, y'all.